Yeah, hi. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your late, out of date Smackdown review. We're 1 week before WrestleMania, folks. Literally 1 week. I'm recording this on Saturday, right after. I mean, could I have reviewed the show last night? I had to catch up on videos. I recorded some videos, and I'm just tired. Busy week, busy life, and catching up on videos. This show, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. WrestleMania's next week, folks. And not an ounce of care really went to this show. Nothing progressed. It's really just the same shit we've seen. I don't know what to tell you. Is WrestleMania even next week? There's no feeling that WrestleMania is coming. There's literally no feeling. Certain times they make you feel like, oh, WrestleMania's coming up. If you really think about it, I just get the feeling that, okay, maybe they're doing, it's a freaking regular PLE. That's really it. That's it. It's just a freaking PLE that they're doing, but they're not really making it as seem as it's WrestleMania. How is it that Raws back in the day and Smackdowns felt more like WrestleMania compared to like WrestleMania now? You know what I mean, folks? That's the sad reality. You used to get big matches on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. And they will only probably save that for like modern WrestleMania, sadly. There's nothing now. There's just nothing. It's WWE on maintenance mode right now. They're going on maintenance. They hyped this show as, oh, what's going to happen with Randy Orton's fate for WrestleMania, and they proceeded to do nothing. I guess what they're sadly going to do is they're going to do another Seth Rollins bullshit with him. They're going to probably do another shit with Seth Rollins where they did like years ago, but this time he's going to probably face a returning wrestler or whatever. I'm really hoping that it's not. And I know Smarks want to see this for some reason. I don't care to see Aleister Black versus Randy Orton, people. I really don't. I don't care to see that. You know what I mean? Aleister Black, like really? Like, I'm sorry. The guy is not even as big as Randy Orton. You know what I mean? And him coming back, and it's not even going to be the same effect even as Cody Rhodes. So they're going to rip that off probably. If anything, again, and this sucks. They didn't do anything to advance, make you think like, oh, what's gonna happen at WrestleMania? Are they gonna make you like? Are they actually gonna probably do out like, They didn't announce anything. Like really, you're gonna wait the last minute. You're gonna wait till next Friday Night SmackDown, the one day before WrestleMania, where WrestleMania's like literally the next day. You're gonna do a stupid fucking match. What I would have done. It would have been announced like, hey, Randy Orton's going to probably have an open challenge and exclusive to maybe a returning legend. Therefore, and I know Smarks are probably not going to like this, this is where it opens the door where, again, it's Goldberg's last year as well as John Cena's. I'm not saying this should be his last match because he gets titled like one match. But I don't think there's a problem where you could bring it back to maybe have a little one match and then you could have a future match where you build it up to it. Or at least just give him one last run. Again, it was indicated when he originally came back in 2016. It was supposed to be one match with Lesnar, and you added more to his contract. Why not just do that now? Goldberg versus Randy Orton? That's a way to, do something. Heck, bring back Rob Van Dam since it's 420 for fuck's sakes. 420 next week, even though I hate that fucking day. But whatever. Do something like that. A returning legend. Bring Undertaker. Not bring Undertaker. It would be. I would not hate it. Oh, but Aleister Black. Give me a fucking break. But again, even Nick Aldis would be something. Like, it just makes more sense for them to do Nick Aldis. After all, he is a freaking pro wrestler. And that would probably be a good way to get him out of the GM role. It just, again, the problem is, like, how the hell the casual viewer is going to know, like, they're trying to make, like, you used to, like, wrestle before, but, like, how does the casual viewer know that? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta really at least, like, mention it, like, maybe take us back, if you're gonna also, like, proceed to do that. But again, like, you're wasting time. You had so much that you could do to at least proceed to make it make sense to like how Nick Aldis could have like, yeah, screw it, I am gonna face you at WrestleMania. That would have been something. And I'm sorry, and that's probably the only best way for them to do. I was actually thinking, it's funny. Last year it seemed like that was the match they were gonna do at WrestleMania. Nick Aldis versus Randy Orton when after Orton did the first RKO to him. Like that seemed like made more sense. I mean now, whatever. But it's like, why is Nick Aldis like scared of Randy Orton? Like he's a wrestler. He's the same size as him, and yet like he's imitated by him. Like I'm like Nick Aldis should have literally went to say, if you do it again, we're gonna have problems. Like be a tough guy at least, you dumb fuck. Like holy hell. It's like what is W purposely making their general managers look weak and look like the most biggest fucking weak ass pieces of shit in general? I don't know. But overall, like, man, like, WrestleMania, this whole WrestleMania build, Cody was on the show and he panders to the fucking crowd, and I don't know, a lot of stupid shit happened in this fucking show, folks. Pretty boring fucking show. Yeah. I don't know what to really say. Grab me Coca-Cola, drink my Nestle, my Mr. Just go, oh shit, on the big black couch. Cheers. Yeah. So that happened. I don't know. No love. Let's just say there's no love for wrestling that right now. So sorry with Nick Aldis. He says, ladies and gentlemen, last week on Smackdown, we have witnessed a number of important moments. A number of viral moments. Well, folks, I'm here to address one particular, and I think you guys could figure what that is because he mentioned how the fans were chanting Randy. Here, I think the opportunity to invite Randy Orton. And Randy Orton comes out. He says, "I can tell by your eyes, I can tell by the look of your eyes, Nick, that you took last week very, very personal. Now hear me out." And I hate how Orton acted like this. Like Orton back in the day would have not acted like this, even as a babyface. Like why is he acting like a freaking cool, like hyper, like motherfucker? Randy Orton is like a vicious fucking viper, right? He's supposed to be viper. He's reminiscent, like he voices in his head to do whatever the fuck, like. Why is he so, like, energetic, like he's acting like fucking John... Why is he acting like John Cena more than John Cena does now? What the fuck are we doing now? I don't know. Anyways, he says, you can't expect you to believe you saw yourself eating RKO sometime in your future. After last year or so, the same thing, I paid a fine. And what did I do, Nick? I paid double the fine. And in case that you were learning last week again, it happened again. I paid it in advance, and I think we are even. The reason why I want to speak to you, Nick, is because the fact that there's not a match on the table for WrestleMania for me. Nick, this is very important for me. It's my 20th time competing at WrestleMania. I need this to happen. And I need to do your job. I need you to make an opponent. I guarantee you that I'll be in Vegas. I'll be warmed up. I'll have my gear on. I need you to get me a match. I don't care what it takes. Maybe if you lose the Super Night even and gear up, whatever it takes. I need my match at WrestleMania. So again, why are we doing this gay shit where everybody wants to be at WrestleMania? Like even with Randy Orton. You know what I mean? Like I hate that. I hate that shit. I hate that, like, we're doing this crap where, I need to be at WrestleMania, and then we have a match. Like, why? I understand that WrestleMania, and that's part of the importance of WrestleMania. Everyone wants to be at WrestleMania no matter what. Like, I understand it. But at the end of the day, it's just like, WrestleMania is not like a freaking achievement prize. It's just so gay that everyone wants a WrestleMania moment. Everyone wants a WrestleMania match. Like, that's so dumb and overdone. Okay? Like, back in the day, you didn't see that shit where everybody was given a WrestleMania moment, every WrestleMania match, and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's not just earned, but it made sense with stories. WrestleMania is supposed to be the showcase of the immortals. Not some shit like, I need to have a match because I want a WrestleMania moment, blah, blah, blah. It's my 20th year and I don't want to miss out WrestleMania. I want to be at WrestleMania, I want to have a match. Like, it's gay shit, I tell you. It's stupid. WrestleMania is supposed to have importance, showcase of stories, the biggest matches possible. Randy Orton versus Aleister Black is going to be the biggest match possible, so as even like him versus Nick Aldis. I mean, at least I'll be some story, maybe. You know, with a little bit of time. But it's just like I'm just thinking myself. Like I understand that Kevin Owens needed surgery, and I understand Kevin Owens is not cleared. But like, is it really that bad to like they couldn't? I understand if maybe it's really that bad, that's why he couldn't even be in the ring. But like, this is why it would have made sense, and goes back to the old school type of mentality. If you remember when Shawn Michaels having his back issue back at WrestleMania 14 time, and any other time in general, at least you got the match to happen. At least the goal is to have the match happen regardless of what happened. Get the match in the ring. That was the old school mentality where you got the match in the ring. At least we wouldn't have this issue. Randy Orton could have simply had a short match with Kevin Owens. Maybe they could have a little few minute match where they don't really go hard on each other, you know. And then eventually Orton does win the match after a quick fashion because Owens is injured. Maybe you do something where it makes it seem like Owens is very injured. He does the RKO, does the punt. That's an easy go away for Kevin Owens to be out of action. That's what they should do. That would make more sense for them to do. That's the old school way. But now we're back in the corner that Orton needs a match and they have nothing for Orton to do. The only real scenario seems like Nick Aldis. They make it seem like they might just do him versus Solo Sikoa, which is it the worst idea? Not necessarily. I mean, but we've seen Orton versus Solo Sikoa like a bunch of times, I believe. Like, just them doing a WrestleMania match for the sake of it. I mean, at least it gives them something to do. But this is whatever. I mean, then it needs to be a short match, or at least they do something, you know? Or heck, I would even do like, I mean, maybe Team Bloodline versus Team Orton. Orton finds some people, help put them over, you know, as a little like trio, you know? I would do something like that even. Orton, like, you know, Solo has his bloodline, he has Tamatonga, maybe they bring back that Tangalea guy, I don't know, or somebody to join with them, and then Orton could have his team, he could pick some people to join him, and they have a big match, a big six-man tag. I would think that's like the only way that they could make it work, unfortunately. I don't know, like something, you know, just something for them to do. It just... Obviously, I do think, Orton should be at WrestleMania. He should. It just... I understand these are things that they have out of their control, but it's just like... With Owens supposedly have this neck issue, but yet he's been competing, right? Why they couldn't just wait till WrestleMania to maybe get the match in the ring, have it done for, and then, I don't know. But they backed themselves into a corner, that's for sure. Anyways, Orton wants a match, whatever, whatever. Nick Aldis says, you think this is about money, you think this is about $100,000? Randy, look around you. I know you know this company is doing record business. You're a major part of it, and I'm very fortunate to be a part of it, and I'm busting my ass for 20 years to making this business. I don't need your money, I need your respect. Record profits, huh? Record business, yet you can't sell WrestleMania, whatever. Orton says, you need my respect. Funny enough, Nick, you have my respect. You earned it a long time ago, but if you don't deliver a match for yours truly next week at WrestleMania 41, then I can't promise that I apologize to Nicky James after what I do if I don't get what my match. So that's a little threat to Nick Aldis. And then Solo Sikoa comes out. Solo then says, can you please tell Randy Orton to come in the ring? He's embarrassed himself. I don't want, who gives a crap? What people should care for, because at WrestleMania, Samoa Webb, Jacob Fatu's walk out United States champion, you, Orton, will be standing at home all alone. It's like, whatever, so Solo Sikoa basically is now back tripping for Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu's like, it's like, should Solo be the bigger star now? It's like, I like Jacob Fatu. It's like, wow. They basically, it's kind of like the whole idea where Dean Ambrose was supposed to be the star of the Shield, but then they eventually gave it to Roman Reigns. That's the same factor that's going on right now, that they're doing, basically, so. It's kind of darn shame for Solo, that's for sure. Rainey says I'm gonna be sitting at home all alone. That's funny. That's really funny. You know what's really funny? The fun is that you had your balls in both of you, and then you're talking to you. Damatunga come out and interrupt me while I'm talking, and I'm trying to do the reverse side, being diplomatic about some business to do at WrestleMania. Like, you got the balls to interrupt me. Whoa, whoa, whoa! The voices are knocking. This is okay, whatever. Like, the voices are knocking, and, how about I'm gonna beat your Samoan asses up, and blah, blah, blah. And then eventually, those guys, they get in the ring, and then he gets overwhelmed, and then LA Knight comes out. And again and again, the same thing with you guys, but I tell you what, you're speaking my name, nah. You're talking about WrestleMania. I hope your boy Chica Fat 2's watching, because all I did is I took my name in onto your mouth, and I put a fist in it, yeah. But here's the thing, I know you didn't get enough, right, Randy? And then Randy's like, yeah, and I didn't get enough, but how about this, we'll face you two tonight. And then Nick Aldis was like, this is pretty good, so great. It's your typical, we make a match to a segment to a match cliche. It's predictable, at least it's the main event, but it's like, whatever. And I would expect, this is where it leads to, like, Orton finally, it's revealed that, wow, he probably, Nick Aldis does something where, yeah, you'll get your match and it'll be against me type of deal, right? But no, they don't even do that shit. They don't even do anything to contribute to Orton finally getting a revelation of what would happen to Randy Orton. Any revelations in general. There's nothing. They just have a match and whatever. You know what I mean? It's like shit we've seen a bunch of times. But whatever. It is what it is. I don't know. First match, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Oh yeah. So this Gauntlet match. This was like 30, 40, 50 minutes of time wasted. And it was like the worst fucking Gauntlet you could ever imagine. And I had like a massive headache during this shit. Okay. Oh, you just waste your time watching the show. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? In most cases, the show is on my background. It's on the background of my television because I can't stand to watch this shit. But whenever I keep looking up and hearing the music, I'm just thinking to myself, what the fuck are they doing? And I got a massive headache every time I'm hearing these shitty music and I'm seeing like this is what's happening. This garbage Gauntlet match to waste time. This is fucking WrestleMania, by the way, folks. And we proceed to see barely any tag teams of the women showcased. It's just teams that were blended together in this shit Gauntlet that nobody cares for. And this was just them to waste time. This is fucking WrestleMania coming up, people. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so this Gauntlet match that happened. The match started with Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. Can they coexist? They actually ended up starting the match and won the entire thing. They defeated a bunch of freaking jobber tag team bitches. They defeated the Pure Garbage Collective. Pure Fusion Garbage. It's the Dykey Lesbians. Or whatever. The ugly Dykey Lesbians. Natty Neifart and Maxine Dupree. Caden Carter and Cantana Chance. And the Secret Harvest. Michin and Mychin, Yerchin, and D-Bad, whatever, before the Secret Harvest, they were the last tag team, and and then Bayley and Lyra Valkyria won. What a waste of time this shit was. And then eventually we see Bayley, not Bayley, freaking Liv Morgan or Raquel, they show up in the ring and pose. I want to say this. Where the fuck is Alexa Bliss? I actually made a short video. How is it that Alexa Bliss, she returned to the Royal Rumble, got the biggest pop, and yet she's not in WWE plans? How does that fucking work? How does that happen? This company doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, don't they? I don't know. And I don't care. Right? You would think maybe, they would do something where Alexa Bliss, because she got eliminated by Liv Morgan a bunch of times. She got eliminated by the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber. Maybe, Alexa Bliss, she'll have her own tag team partner and whatever. You know, you could have always done like what? It would have probably done maybe freaking Alexa and Nikki Cross even. You know, with this whole like six shit. Even though I don't care for it, I don't want to see that. But that seemed like the only sense that they would have done. But no, it's not. Alexa Bliss is doing nothing. Alexa Bliss literally should be at WrestleMania. She should be the one competing for a world title, for a women's title. Just by her pop by itself. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't care anymore. I'm surprised, and I don't even care to mention this. I just realized, like, Nia Jackson's not even a fucking. Do you guys not notice this? The women that were on the show last year are not like on. They're not even freaking on the show. The freaking women's champion from before, like Nia Snax. It's not even gonna be at WrestleMania. Even though I don't care for it, I wouldn't even care at all. But like, isn't that something? Like nobody is valued in WWE. That's for sure. Isn't that funny? I don't care it, quite frankly. If you notice, half the people from WrestleMania last year are not even going to be at WrestleMania this year or something. I mean, they could always do the whole bullshit Andre that. I'm just surprised. If you want people to care about, you know, WrestleMania so badly, or for people to be at WrestleMania, I mean, that's where Orton could be at the, you know, Andre Battle Royal for WrestleMania. But no, they're doing the fucking Andre Battle Royal at fucking Smackdown now, which is like fucking retarded. Like so much. You're doing 2 nights and you can't even fit a fucking garbage Battle Royal. And again, if I was booking WWE, the Battle Royal would be like, hey, you get a title shot in the future. You know what I mean? Orton could essentially like, hey, you know, with the win, he could win the title, he could win the Andre Battle Royal, and then eventually it would lead him to challenging maybe the WWE Championship right after WrestleMania. That's an easy get to go through. You know what I mean, folks? Joe Tessitore informs that Ric Flair Jr. and Tiffany Stratton will be facing disciplinary action for their promo exchange last week, and Charlotte was sent home for attacking Tiffany in the Titan Lock during the day. So there's footage of Charlotte attacking Tiffany with a phone. They don't even showcase this shit on freaking WWE. They don't even showcase it on the fucking show. They don't even show the fucking footage. Like, do you not ever heard of show don't tell? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? And again, the stupidest thing is you don't have WWE filming it. You have to make us seem like, oh, get it, it's a stupid fan recording this garbage. Like, act like this is reality garbage. It's like, it's so stupid. Like, you have camera work, the best state-of-the-art camera work, and you can't film that shit. Like, it's so fucking dumb. Again, this is a TV show. This is not real life, for crying out loud. So freaking actually show like a television, for God's sakes. You didn't get that footage, unfortunately. Not that I give a fuck. And then the worst thing is that they already have security there. So what does that tell you about security work, regardless throughout the show? And they always have fucking security pull apart garbage. It's like fucking disbelief bullshit, and I just can't help to care. I don't know. I don't fucking know. McIntyre. So they announced that McIntyre and Priest will face off at WrestleMania officially, and it will be a Sin City street fight. I mean, I'm happy there's a gimmick in this match, because if it's just a regular match, I mean, to be fair, again, given that it's been a year, right, and they kind of faced each other a bunch of times, it's kind of warranted that they should have a stipulation of a match. We then see DIY, they're complaining it's pretty deadly, and no one fucking cares, and whatever. They deserve to be a tag title match. Then we see Drew McIntyre. He comes out attacking Priest when Priest was coming out. He was about to, they were about to have a face-off, and then then McIntyre attacks him. McIntyre then shows up with his eye patch. He then says, "Are we starting to see clearly now? It took a few people to that's kind of funny. Like, it kind of mentioned like an Edge lyric, Edge music lyric, which is kind of funny. It took a few people a while to catch up, but everybody could see the plain as day. Drew McIntyre only tells the truth, and every action is justified, including dropping your stupid ass. That parasite has benefited every time I was screwed. He never faced me like a man until this week, when he agreed to face me face to face because I got one eye, and then he challenged me in a match at WrestleMania, a Sin City street fight. because I got one eye. You know what? I accept it because that's the kind of man Drew McIntyre is. This match is a year of a making. Priest, you always say you want to live forever. Well, I'm gonna make sure no one forgets you, because I'm gonna give you a beating of a lifetime at WrestleMania. There's more. That's more Seattle. Because you want a little secret. Wolverine has some good news. He removes his eye patch. I'm 100% clear, which means WrestleMania, you're 100% screwed, Priest. Then Priest shows up. He separates by security. Eventually, they brawl a little bit again, but then eventually McIntyre takes advantage. He gets the steel steps, throws it onto Priest, and then he does the future shot onto the steps, which looked like you hurt McIntyre more. Hopefully, he's not hurt. And then he takes like the cross that Priest had, and yeah. I guess McIntyre steals more chains now. He has a chain fetish, whatever. Whatever. I didn't hate this. I like McIntyre. McIntyre is a professional. I don't hate this, as a lot of people are hating this. I don't think this is a problem. At least there is a story. It's not a long-term story, though, but hey, at least there's something. It makes sense, and it's like they're managed to, like, you know what? It makes sense based on what happened last year. There's a little history from before, so why not? And I guess, like, I think the match will be pretty fun. I will say this. I actually will not. I think this match will be fun now that it's a street fight. So, good on WWE making this a street fight. Second match, Ray Phoenix defeats Berto. No one cares. And then backstage, we see Berto like gets confronted by freaking that's later in the show. I don't even care. Roxanne Perez is interviewed like, I should have been. If it was, I could have been. Everybody's talking about me. I could have faced Tiffany Stratton. I was a second coming after all. Everyone's intimidated by me. And Tiffany, keep your name out of my mouth. How about we all face tonight? And it's like, typical segment lead to match cliche that no one cares. We then get a CM Punk and Heyman video package. They showed the history of Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Even clips from the CM Punk documentary that was shown years ago. It's not bad, It just makes you think that it makes more sense for them to do CM Punk versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania now. Why Seth Rollins is in this? It's just whatever. It just makes more sense for now. Like, it seems like, if let's say Roman Reigns was like world champion supposedly, or even CM Punk was world champion, it almost makes it seem like what they should have done is that maybe like it should have been Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. It only makes more sense for them to do that, Gunther versus Jey Uso does not even feel like a world title match. I don't know. It just feels more sense if that's what they should have done, Like, they could have done some way where maybe CM Punk versus Gunther wins the title, Roman Reigns wins some shot opportunity, or vice versa. Maybe Punk should have won, I don't know, something where they could have, one of them won the Rumble. Same thing with even Roman, Cena, like vice versa, any one of them, to make the match make sense for, because that will only make sense to be the main event, like a title match involved, This is just whatever. I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know. You get Aleister Black vignettes. A lot of people are saying this is already Aleister Black, whatever. Third match, Chelsea Green gets counted out against Zelina Vega after Chelsea Green's like worried about the match, but like she's afraid about this little chick. Like, come on here. Bye. You gotta do yourself. Like, oh god damn. And then she gets counted out. And we see Santos tells Berto, I'm disappointed in you, especially how much smack you were talking, kind of the performance that needs a Legado and Fantasma. And you failed. And then Andrade congratulates him. Keep his head up. And then Berto tells Andrade to stay out of his business. So Andrade's trying to be like this licensed Mexican, basically. Does fucking nothing. And then I don't know. What is this shit? I don't get this crap. With Andrade there, it would make sense for him to be like, I don't know, it makes sense for them to do something where like, if they brought up Charlotte's divorce, it would only make more sense to do that with Andrade. Now he's doing fuck all. Like, goddamn. We get a Naomi promo and get it like, I'm Elite Scuff's opportunist. There's so many words to describe each shade and whatever. It's Nick and, dude, I should have pushed, if I had not pushed it off that windshield, I know I would eventually been
it would eventually been me. But now I got you out of my way. I put my rightful place as champion. Bianca and I grew stronger friendship. Now that you're back, you ain't gonna even look at me. But it's okay because there's no more fake loyalty. I'm doing what's best for me at WrestleMania. I strongly advise you to proceed with caution.
Because she's like wearing the whole like Owen Hart getup. Another person who might have an Owen Hart moment in the future. I don't know. We then seen Jay Cargill.
Naomi, you thought you could weather the storm by ducking and dodging me, but now the moment is here. Time has run out. I'm not just angry. I'm pissed.
What the fuck does that mean? I'm not angry. I'm pissed. What is it then?
I don't even know. I don't fucking know. You came at me. You thought you thought you could knew me was best for me. You don't. You try to take me out because your own insecurities, bitch. I'm going Shakisha your ass. I don't know. They basically go Shakisha each other, man. Shakisha don't kick her. Like, they're gonna go Shakisha each other's asses or whatever. Cause they're sassy black bitches. The glow is faded now, mommy. You're saying stay revving, man. I'm gonna beat your ass, bitch. I'm gonna whip your weave and shit. I would've been fun. I don't know. It just made more sense if they went on Maury or whatever, We get a Cody Rhodes promo and we see a bunch of titles are showcased, like the titles throughout the years of WWE. Cody Rhodes gets the stupid, Cody Rhodes! Like, why are these marks chanting that fucking song? Thanks a lot, Europe. I hate you even more. Fuck. All these gay Europeans ruined everything. I swear to God. Cody Rhodes then says, you guys have got me all flattered. Thank you so much. That's so gay. That's so gay, I gotta tell you. Thank you so much. Seattle, you've always been good to me. Whether you sold out in this sold out arena here tonight or when I did Defy. Now back here again. Thank you so much. Now this is a tangible definition of realized potential. It's a notation of excellence, a metric of strand. So this guy wants to go all Shakespearean, like shut up. This right here simply says you are the greatest wrestler of all time or the best wrestler in the world because he's holding up the WWE Championship. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be able to carry this mighty weight, and this won't always be me. And that's what this has become, and what WrestleMania has turned into. It's not just a match between two anymore. It's about the right to keep this at home. This is about chaining 20 championships. 20 champions, whether it's that Sean's NXT kids watching WrestleMania intentionally, or ID prospects. Maybe it's a young man here in Seattle that wants to grow up and wear this as the WWE champion. It's about the next 20 champions. And there's no one man trying to take it all away, John Cena, and there's one way that's trying to take away John Cena. John Cena has neglected to make it Seattle as part of his farewell tour, and that the fans boo, which, again, it makes sense. Like, why is Cena part of this? So much his farewell tour, giving his last goodbye, and he's not in the fucking city. But also one thing, too, is, like, why mention it? Because now it's just, like, it's like a fuck you to the fans. Unless, like, sure, it kind of makes sense with this, like, kind of heel thing with Cena, but, like, God, like, imagine that, like, Cena not being in Seattle, whatever. He has opted to be in Vegas for Smackdown next week instead. It will be all counted as my part of rebuttal Johnson versus Marks for when I shared in the ring in London. So Cena's gonna be in the show next week, which I'm happy. At least that's gonna be something. It's better for him to be there than not. And again, it's like WrestleMania's gonna be that weekend anyway, so he kind of should be at Smackdown. Why not? It would at least bring some life to SmackDown too, so thank God. Cody Rhodes says, but one thing he said that sticks to me is referred to me as a placement of my tattoo. He said, me having this tattoo makes me a common fan. So what? This tattoo is the same reason I wear this suit. It's not because I think I'm somebody. It's because I want to be somebody. Is that somebody who will sell the most famous arena 188 times to do the specific chance of his own name? Is that somebody who could sit up at each... Where he's pointing at the freaking... He pointed out each belts, by the way. He pointed at Bruno San Martino's title. He then... the Ribbon Champ his own name. He pointed at the Undisputed title with Reminiscence Eddie Guerrero. We got Eddie Chance.
and is that somebody who could sit up each and every night, even with his broken bones, to become a WWE phenom. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, I messed up that one. Like, so all that was Brando San Martino. Is that somebody who wore the blades of Latino heat? He pointed at Eddie Guerrero's title, the Undisputed title. Or is that somebody who can carry this company by his back through good and bad time for 10 years? And then he spins the spinner title. They have the spinner title there. John Cena, look at this. It's considered this a bad thing. I don't. I see it as it's a man that's trying to break the wheel. A man is trying to find himself. Does that sound familiar, John? You told me that I think that I did not know who I am. I don't present myself authentically. Here's what I know, John. I am WWE champion. You're not. John is always teaching. He's always preaching. Maybe this is the one time in my life that I could teach John Cena a lesson that my old man struggled with a career babyface, and it's very simple. John, they are allowed to love somebody else. So saying that, okay, the fans can like somebody else, they can move on, blah blah blah. Hell, I call myself the captain here, but I'm not part of a roster that has a CM Punk, Randy Orton, Jey Uso, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, just to name a few. We make each other better, and now I found myself an uneventable task, but it's my nature to want this task, that I have to halt history with your record-setting title reign. So that we have history to hear in the first place. John Cena is the man of his word. He said he's leaving. He means it. He says he means that to take this with him. He means it. So let us share some honesty with you, John. I tell you the same thing I tell Brock. I'll tell you the same thing I told Roman. I do my best when I'm backed in the corner. I don't flinch. I fight. I wrestle. That's right, John. The bell's going to ring. When it's done, this is over. I leave you in the ring, John, to have your moment to say goodbye. It will be clever for me to tell John, your time is up and my time is now. But John, you know your time is up for quite some time. That's why you did what you did. And one day at a time will be up. And until then, this is timeless, and this stays home and stays with us. So it's basically Cody Rhodes versus John Cena as defending the WWE. Basically, it's fine. It's a fine promo. I like seeing the old titles there. It kind of makes sense where it's kind of like, since Cena wanted to talk about how he's going to be superficial and how it's going to be all about him. Basically, it's okay. It's not terrible. Next week on SmackDown, and WrestleMania Smackdown, so they're calling WrestleMania Smackdown next week. It's like, oh, God help me. John Cena returns. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is happening. Like, ugh. Not at WrestleMania, though. And no importance. I mean, again, that's the only reason why they're doing Battle Royal, supposedly. It's because for these people to be at WrestleMania. And they're not even doing it at WrestleMania. What the fuck are we doing here? The Secret Herders for face Selena Vega, Dan Chance, and Kaden Carter. And the Street Profits will defend their tag titles against the Mercy Machine Guns. Yeah, so not at WrestleMania. How does that make any fucking sense, people? They're not even going to be at WrestleMania, and they're not even going to defend the tag titles. What the fuck are we doing? So the tag titles are not going to be defended at WrestleMania. The two new women's titles are not going to be defended at WrestleMania. What the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? Oh, because getting one of them is going to be competing for the tag titles of the women. It's just like, it's one thing like when, okay, the one champion's going to be on a different match. I get it. Maybe, whatever. But given this is like the first time that Women's Intercontinental Championship is a thing, and not just that, it's like you are doing 2 nights, and I don't even know anymore. I just thought it's fucking stupid. The Street Profits are not even going to be at WrestleMania, and they're the tag champions. Chelsea Green's the United States Women's Champion. She's not being I don't know. I don't know what to say. This is all fucking retarded, folks. Okay, it's all fucking retarded. Baron Saxon with the Street Profits and how they feel about their big showing for the WrestleMania next week, and it's WrestleMania week, and they saw the video package of the Most City, and how they don't care about the gold and reality shows, and why they worry about what happened. I don't know. They want the IWC Glazers to save their congratulations because the Street Profits will run this tag division. So they mentioned the IWC basically, which okay. Miz and Mello comes through and they says, we are warriors, And then it's a joke that you guys are running the tag division. That fact that the tag titles are not being defended in the WrestleMania card is a slap to everyone that has held those titles. It's a slap to me, a former tag champs, and we want the smoke. So what? Does it mean like they're gonna get a title match at least? Not that I give a fuck. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Like, you're any better, Miz? I don't know. Fourth match, Tiffany Stratton defeats Roxanne Perez, and after the match, Ric Flair Jr. shows up. So much for her being sent home and attacks her and she stands tall. Whoop-de-doo. So much for security, so much for being sent home. We get a Punk, Rollins, and Reigns video package. They're going to be on the show next Friday night, whatever. We get some Hall of Fame news where the Hall of Fame, what happened after SmackDown? Triple H will be inducted by Shawn Michaels. Lex Luger will be inducted by Diamond Dallas Page. He wanted it to be Sting, but unfortunately Sting can't do it because of AEW. So much for Tony Khan being such a nice guy, by the way. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart match will be inducted by CM Punk. Michelle McCool will be inducted by The Undertaker. I mean, I love The Undertaker. I just think that it would make more sense. Like, shouldn't we have a woman inducting her? Shouldn't we have, like, maybe, like, you know, what's her name? Layla inducting Michelle McCool? Heck, even for, what's her name? Maurice? Like, didn't they have, I remember, freaking Maurice and Michelle McCool had a more enticing feud than freaking most of the women's feud now, for God's sakes. Now they announced the National Disasters, they're announced, but they don't have the inductor yet announced. They also announced the WrestleMania card for night 1 so far, the War Raiders versus the New Day. Which, again, a Raw match for the fucking tag titles. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States title. So this is night 1, this is Saturday. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. I forgot to mention this on my Raw review. This is a match for WrestleMania. This is a match for literally a guy who just debuted and he's already... I don't fucking get it. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. Jay Cargill versus Naomi, whatever. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. And CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, night 1 main event. It would make sense again if the whole winner gets a future title shot. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. This is night 1. This show that match card feels like a glorified Raw if we're honest with ourselves. That feels like that should be more of a card for Raw on Netflix. You know? Like, especially for like the Raw Netflix debut. Like, I don't know. Night 2. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria for the women's tag titles. Damian Priest versus Drew. Do you guys notice that night 1 is all the Rumble winners, and then night 2 is the Chamber winners? I don't know. How does it make any sense? Whatever. I don't care. Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in Street Fight for night 2. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Balor versus Mysterio. Figure 4 for the IC title. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. Women's World title. And Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. All of that, like, aside from, like, maybe, you know, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu, which is a fine match to look forward to. Gunther versus Uso, maybe. Punk versus Rollins versus Seth, okay, maybe. McIntyre versus Priest, maybe. And Cena versus Cody. Oh yeah, they kind of also ruined the Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte match. Like, that made people intrigued because of, you know, a little bit of realism. Because of the whole, like, non-scripted idea. But yeah, they kind of ruined it, you know? Let's be honest with ourselves. Aside from those few matches, does this feel like WrestleMania? Like, this feels like literally just... It feels like, if we're honest with ourselves, it's just glorified Raw. Like, fuck. Glorified SmackDown, even. Which is good for Raw and SmackDown, not for WrestleMania! The main event. LA Knight and Randy Orton defeated Solo Sokoa and Tamatonga. Randy Orton and Solo attacked Brood through the crowd. Orton did an RKO to Tamatonga, and then LA Knight take advantage to do his Blood Force Trauma finisher. And then after the match, LA Knight stands tall, and he gets attacked by Jacob Fatu, and a bunch of moonsaults proceed to happen. And then, what's his name? Jacob Fatu licks the United States title. He's lucky that's not a sperm jizz title, unless... Actually, I take that back. Because, okay, we all know Paige sperm, her freaking, her cum was all over the freaking women's title. You can't trust these wrestlers, okay? Austin Theory freaking did gay shit and held that title. I would suggest Jacob Fatu checks into a medical center ASAP. Okay? Yeah, so they end the show with that, which is fine, but like nothing where Orton's revealed so far. So they're basically prolonging this shit to the last minute. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. This is just shit. This is SmackDown. Nothing much happened with this show. This show was just a headache. This show was just maintenance. This show was just boring. No love, no life for this show. And WrestleMania, I'm supposedly like WrestleMania is literally this week coming up like literally 6 days from now, or 7, actually 7 because this is Saturday. I don't know. I don't care. I actually can't wait for WrestleMania to be over with. I just get it over with. You know what I mean? I'm just in that state of mind right now. Like, okay, WrestleMania, okay, fuck it. I mean, it is what it is. That Gauntlet killed me with this shit. I literally got a headache. I had to be on a computer, like, just do something else than watching this garbage. And then every other boring shit, like, in the background. It's like, what the fuck am I hearing? What the fuck am I listening to? Why is this on my TV screen? You know what I mean? Fuck this WrestleMania. That's all. This WrestleMania build sucks. Till next time, peace, yeah, bye. I'm just keep it real, okay? Oh, how dare you be so negative? How about you stop being a fucking faggot and stop praising garbage? Y'all part of the problem. Some cold and salad splash. Maybe with some brain muscles. Till next time, peace, yeah, bye.